Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us on this special Method Men event. It's good morning like Prof is joining, or good afternoon or good evening. Please let's know where you're joining from. Type it in the chat, please. Thank you. Let's know where you're joining from. You can just type it in the chat. Let's know where you're joining from. If this is also your first ever men's meeting, you can just put it on the chat that this is my first men's meeting. Just, if this is there, thank you, thank you. We encourage you to line up us, everyone. Yeah, we can see the chat, we can see it coming. Where you're coming from, yeah, someone say Texas, Alan, Qatar. Let's see it coming. Let's know where you're joining from. We are so grateful to have you all. Let the comment be coming. We have so much lined up this evening, and I hope we can cover it within the space of time that we have. Until then, you're there. Everyone's smiling. Thank you. Okay, just a little about the speaker. We have three speakers, my humble self, Professor Jeff Will, U.S. Air Force retired. He is going to be speaking on the purpose. And here also we have BC Akonde, the inspirer. He's going to be speaking about the vision. And my humble self, I'm going to be speaking about the man. So just a little, as you can see from that photo, is a picture taken from the Maxwell Leadership Conference in Orlando, Florida, just a few months ago. Myself, BC, and Prof. Okay, like Prof is the owner and CEO of Jeff Will's Leadership Executive Program. Also of Maxwell Leadership, is taking us on the purpose, like I've said. And BC Akonde, the detail of the profile will be read once they start speaking. And myself, I am a trained engineer by profession, working with one of the biggest oil and gas industry here in Qatar as the lead external interface. Twice I've been awarded the Superstar Award in 2016 and 2019, and 2020, I was the best employee of the company. And just recently, I became also the best in the new project I just joined in. I am an independent speaker, trainer, and coach with the Maxwell Leadership Team. So please welcome everyone. Let's know where you're joining and what time is it in your area. We'll just begin because our time is being spent well. Man, the Method Men. You're welcome to the Method Men conference or event. What's the purpose and what we intend to achieve this evening? To provide leadership experience for men and how to adopt successfully to different phases of their life. It's a program to create awareness for men that mentorship and coaching are not weakness. Men are to be accountable and take their responsibility in family, career, and society as they chase their dream. There is no better time to start living an exemplary life than now. No better time to live it. And that's why we are having this. What is a man? If you know what is a man, that you can just help me. What is a man? According to the dictionary, the Webster dictionary, it says a man is an adult. Please, you can just mute. Okay, we continue. Okay, you see, a man is an adult, and throughout human history, tradition, gender role has often defined and limited man activity and opportunity. Male human prior to adulthood. A male human is referred to as a boy. Men are logical thinkers. But as a person of faith, as most of you know, I'm a person of faith. I'm interested to know what is a man. And the scripture said, what is man that I am mindful of? All ability, all creature, all craftiness will be insightful without a man. Why would if I ask, why would the creature whose excellency abound in all over the earth be interested in mankind? His word say, thou art mindful of man, a little lower than the angel, and thou hast crowned him with glory and honor. Thou made him to have dominion over the works of the hand. Thou had put him all things under him. The Creator is mindful of us. He has given everything. Worth. But there is a difference between a male and a man. Male is a biological reality. You are born a man. Everyone right here is born a man. Everyone here. But I will explain closely. Just follow me. Manhood is as a result of training, investment, and development. Okay. Did you get that? If you got that, can we hear that? Did you get it? Did you get that? Okay. Manhood is as a result of training. How do you get this training? What is the training about? Okay. You don't have to do anything to be a male. You just show up. You just got to be a man. You have to learn, you have to develop, and you have to be trained. The average man is still struggling to be a man because we have been taught just existing as a man, but that is not true. Most men think that they will figure it out when they get to the stage. But the time has shown that development is required to be a man. Okay? So just take us some time, if I may ask, as the average man is still struggling and existing, what do you think? Is it true that to be a male, you just show up? But to be a man, you have to do training, development. And that is why we have gathered enormous resources here, because for men, if this is your first time, or if this is most of us say this is our first time of attending a male training, can you put it on the chat? We want to know if this is your first time. Take us some time and put it. It takes us to know real men by development, by training. I'll tell people, for you to be a male, you just have to stand up and you get erection. But for a woman, she goes through different cycle of development throughout the stage. And this has certainly helped women, but it has not helped men that much because we just see them. Now, how to be a real man? How do you be a real man? Do this picture represent something to you? Does it represent anything? You see this picture, you see a man pulling his career. If you're married, you're also pulling your wife. Otherwise, your dream, goal. I put it out from the internet to reflect some of the points that we're going to be talking about, how men, real men emerges. As I prepare for this webinar, James Allen said, as a man thinketh comes to mind to me. He said people are always anxious to improve their circumstances, but unwilling to improve themselves. Therefore, they remain bound. And you will agree with me that many of us have never attended any meeting of male, like I saw, about 80% actually said that they've never attended any male training. If you have attended any male training, you're here, you can just put it there. For example, there is a 50 years old and above male. Mark the keyword I'm using, male, and a man who are still not yet a man, because there is a difference between being a male and a man. Male is natural product of the nature. Manhood is a spiritual and a product of development. Again, that is why a lot of men are struggling to try to understand what is manhood. And I hope we can help most of us today, because the centuries that we are living in is different from what our forefathers lived. The fact that you have proved that you are here is that we all need help, and there is nothing that is wrong with needing help, because it takes a real man to get a help. I don't know why this not is just coming as in, I wanted to say, praise the Lord, but it's not what I want to say. You know, the fact that was said, they say men don't cry, and they say men speak less words. The average man is said to speak about 1,000 words a day compared to women that speak 5,000 words. These have made so many of men bottled up their emotion and circumstances. This narrative have poured men to be, violence and once they bust up. But again, how do you be a real man? Men don't cry. I hope you have your pen and your papers to be writing out the nugget that we're auditioning out. Now, what kind of crisis faces men? Briefly, we want to look at what kind of crisis face men. Because we are taught just by showing up a male, you are a man. But the number one kind of crisis that faces a man is identity crisis, struggling with discovering the truth about self. So we imitate others and we wear others. Like if I don't wear a Calvin Klein or a Hugo Boss, I don't think I'm a man. And if that is taken away from you, maybe your job or anything, then you lose your manhood. No, that is number one thing that face men in this generation, identity crisis. Number two is our masculinity, and number three is our sexuality crisis. This is why, again, we have assembled in short a time these men with their resources, Professor Jeff Wills, B.C. Akonde, and myself, to have time to look at this crisis, how to be a leader, because I discovered that great men, we are willing to share their ideas. And I just want to say a little bit thank you to Professor Jeff Will and every man that have showed up here. We are grateful for you because you need training. You see, a little of us are here. I think there are several of us that registered. We had over 50 people that registered, and we have some internet issues, and we missed the password. Most people that register are here actually they didn't register. So the people that registered missed the link. They had the wrong link, but I'm thinking they're getting it now with the help of our technical background. So just bear with us, and I hope they will get the recording as time. So we continue. Title does not make you a man, because sometimes male want to get their manhood from their social role. Cultural transition also is the role of our forefather played, but that does not exist anymore. The role that our forefather played does not exist anymore. They were providers, they were hunters, and they come back home. Now, everyone plays the role. That role is canceled. So if you're thinking that you will get manhood from your role and rule, then you are in trouble, or I am in trouble. Hope you're getting that. Apart from cultural transition, men and women are also in gender transition. Women are trying to be men, while men are trying to be women. Women now do what men usually do, and now we all want and call historical convention mixed of change. Men are trying to be, this is really trying to be most difficult for our time. They don't know if women actually need them anymore. So we are in this transition identity crisis midst. But real men knows what women want. And how do they get it? By training, by exposure, by leadership. We say, just because I'm a man doesn't mean I don't have emotions. We all have emotions, and we work towards it with training. If I show you this picture, what does it represent to you? What do you see? This picture remind you of anything? Progress requires three things: direction, alignment, and commitment. Direction, alignment, and commitment. When COVID happened for me, I know something has to change. But before COVID happened, there was a wake-up call. If you're living in the Middle East, like I am living in Qatar, we used to have jumbo pay. We drive luxurious car in town. But in 2015 to 2017, several people lost their job. There was massive cuts of job and pay. And and with some other men, we were not prepared for it. And then when COVID happened, I knew I had to do something, not just to stay afloat, but to grow. That time came when I stopped wanting to be a man, and I want to start being the man I want. And development and improvement does not just happen. Personal growth doesn't just happen on its own. Now, think of your potential as a man and get excited. Think of your potential as a man and get excited. At least, potential is one of the most wonderful words. It looks forward with optimism. It is filled with hope and promises success. Not reaching your potential as a male or a human being is like dying with the music inside of you. Did you get that? Not reaching your potential as a man is like dying with the music inside of you. And many men has died with the music inside of you, not just men, many people. But to reach your potential, you must grow. And to grow, you must be intentional about it. So many of us said we have a growth plan. And at the end of this webinar, it's going to be clearer to you that you need help through coaching, through mentoring, through different programs that we have. In this journey as a man, you will have to put some effort, grow out of your comfort zone. It might cost you a little bit, it might just be time, it might just be money. And that is why understanding your purpose of what we have as a male. Please, can you just mute? Please, that just 1 minute. Let me just mute. So we've made it. Okay, sorry for that. So understanding your purpose, of which we are going to talk about. Man, our amiable prof will take us on that. And BC the Inspire will give us a little glimpse of vision so that we will know how to move further on this journey. And on that note, this is just a little about the Method Men series. We are still going to have some of them, but we want you to dive in. On that note, I'd like to welcome our next speaker, Professor Jeff Wills. Good to have you here. Professor Jeff Wills, thank you so much, Prof, for coming. He is the owner and CEO of Jeff Wills Leadership Executive Program Advisor. His goal is serving and adding value to people. People are my business. That is what Prof says. He is here and he is here for free because of the training that he does all around the world. It is paid, but we are here getting it for free because we want to add value to you. Just a little about Prof. After serving for 25 plus years in the United States Air Force, serving in key leadership positions, he retired, and since 2023, Professor Jeff is an associate prof of the University of Phoenix in Dallas campus, teaching undergraduate on leadership. While teaching at the university level, Jeff also transformed the life of high school students, teaching value-based character based on communication courses and leadership. Air Force Genius in 15 years. Currently, Jeff is the Chief Encouraging Officer of Jeff Wills and Executive Director in the Maxwell Leadership. I can read over and over of Prof. We have so much to say. He has done training all around the world, the United States, Turkey, Japan, Cameroon, West Africa, and he's the leading coach client in Ghana, Togo, Turkey, Philippines, Kenya, Oman, and throughout the United States. Jeff is contributing writer for Good Life Family Magazine and author of her book, Sexual Assault Prevention and Recovery Strategy. Jeff is a certified moderator of M.A.N's Laws Enforcement Instruction in Special Weapon and Tactics, that is WAPS, and an honorable colonel. Also, he has associate 3 degrees from Community College of the Air Force, bachelor degree in training, development, master degree in organization, human resources. Prof, can I still be reading? Because we thank you for having us here.
Yes, it's good to be here. Thank you. Go ahead and unshare so I can share my screen.
Okay. Yes. I just want to say that Prof is actually happily married for 46 years now to Pat, a retired chief nursing officer, and they are blessed with 2 daughters, Dr. Catherine Williams and also Use Williams and Tonore, with 2 granddaughters as of 2 years ago. Jeff is here all about serving. Please make welcome Professor Jeff. Can I see your visual hand for Prof for me, please?
Oh, amazing. Oh, thank you. NG, Busy, man, it is absolutely an honor to share with the men on this platform today. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Should I say good night to some of those as well? But I'm sure it's not nighttime, but it's probably late in certain parts of the world. But I just came to share with you for this brief moment that you are powerful beyond measure. And I have a question for you. And my question is, would you rather be the potato, the egg, or the coffee bean? I'm going to allow that to sink in for a few moments while you pondering about that particular question. Or would you rather be the egg, the potato, the egg, or the coffee bean? Aha. Tell you what, let me help you answer that question. Can I allow me to share a story to help you answer that question? Here's my story. On a hot summer day in my hometown of DeBerry, Texas, a young son complained to his father that his life was miserable and he didn't know how he was going to make it. He was tired of fighting and struggling all the time. It seemed just as one problem was solved, another one would follow. Does that sound familiar to any of us today? His father, a cook in the United States Army during World War II, and now he's a farmer, took his son into the kitchen. And that you're probably thinking that he's probably taking Jeff into the kitchen. Well, yeah, I put myself into the story. The father filled 3 pots with water and placed them on a hot fire. Once the 3 pots began to boil, he placed potatoes in 1 pot, eggs in the 2nd pot, and coffee beans in the 3rd pot. He let them sit and boil without saying a word to his son. Of course, the son moaned and impatiently waited, wondering what was his daddy doing. After about 20 minutes, the dad turned off the burners. He took the potatoes out of the pot and placed the potatoes in a bowl. He pulled the boiled eggs out of the pot and placed them in a bowl. And then he scooped the coffee out of the pot and placed it in a cup. I think most of you are probably getting this already. I'm just believing that you understanding where I'm going with this. Turning to his son, though, he asked, "Son, what do you see?" And of course, the son said, "Daddy, I see potatoes, eggs, and coffee." And he said that with a very, very angrily reply. He said, "Son, look closer," Dad said. And he said, "Now touch the potatoes." The son did, and he noticed that the potatoes were now soft. He then asked the son to take the egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, he observed that the egg was hard boiled. Finally, he asked the son to sip the coffee, and that rich aroma brought a smile to the son's face. Yeah, it brought a smile to the son's face. Are you following me? Yes, you are. Now, of course, he said, "Father, what did that mean?" he asked. And the father explained that the potatoes and the eggs and the coffee beans all face the same adversity. Gentlemen, men, can you guess what that same adversity was? Yes, you're probably saying, "Yes, Jeff, they all definitely dealt with the boiling hot water." But guess what? Each one of them acted differently. Now, I think you're getting it. I think you're getting it. See, the potato went in strong, hard, and unrelenting. But in the boiling water, it became soft and weak. The egg was fragile with a thin outer shell protecting its liquid interior until it went into the boiling water. And then inside, the egg became hard. However, check this out, man. The coffee beans were unique. After the coffee beans were exposed to the boiling water, the same adversity that the potato and the egg, the coffee beans changed the water and created something new. So my question to you, Dad, and so the dad asked the son, "Which one are you? the dad asked the son, when adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato? Are you an egg? Are you a coffee bean? So men in life, things happens around us, things happens to us, but the only thing that truly matters is what happens within us. Does the adversity we face change us in ways that we cannot see or even control? The potato went in hard and became soft. The egg went in soft inner and came out hard. The coffee beans changed everything around them and created something new. So my question to you, which one are you? I guess that depends on what and who you would like to become. Speaking for myself, I know that only one thing is true. When I need to stand up and take action, things happen. When I sit around and wait for things to happen around me, I end up losing control. So maybe I should be asking this question a different way. Do you want to act or take action or be acted upon? See, we all have the gift to make a choice or exercise our own free agencies in our choices. No one, and I say no one, can make us feel angry, demeaned, or bitter. That comes from within. Let me say that one more time. No one can make us feel angry, demeaned, or bitter. That comes from within. So when this happens, then we are being acted upon. See, people don't put a gun to your head and tell you how to make all your choices. At least I hope they don't. Now, and back in my day, some people did, but I hope they're not doing that now. But when we do not take action and someone makes a decision that affects us in some kind of way, be it positive or negative, then again, we are being acted upon. We actually do have the choice, men, on how we respond to an offense or hurtful situation. These choices can also dictate our happiness, our unhappiness, because of the consequences come with our choices. And so you get it, that being a man is about choices and about working on what's what's inside of us. Should I eat the apple or should I eat the donut? Should I take a new job or a new opportunity or stay where I am? Should I date or marry this person or that person? Some choices may be significant, while others are much more important on how we live our lives and the consequences that come from how those choices. See, in life, gentlemen, we make many choices every day. And as NG said, we are people of few words, but we make many choices. What's inside of you, what matters? The egg, the potato, the coffee beans. Are you going to make a difference? Or are you going to change? I close with this. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frighten us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, handsome, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? We are a child of God. Us playing small does not serve the world well. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that people won't feel insecure around us. We are all meant to shine as children do We were born to make a manifested, we were born to make a difference. We are manifested because the glory of God is within us. It is not just in us, but it's in everyone. And we let our light shine. By doing so, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Your spouse, your children, those in your sphere of influence. And as we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So I ask you, would you rather be the potato, the egg, or the coffee beans? Thank you. Go be coffee beans.
Thank you so much. Can we give Professor Jeff Witt some virtual hand clap? Prof, thank you so much. Thank you. His contacts are being put on the link. If you want to reach Prof and join in any of his program, he's there. Prof, thank you so much. Thank you. That was amazing. Amazing, amazing. You're a wonder. So much. Thank you so much. Please show Prof some love. Show him some love for me. Thank you so much. And now we go to the next, the inspirer himself. We are going to the next. No. Yes, our next guest, our next speaker is BC Akonde, the inspirer. He's called the inspirer for a reason. So, so that they can live and lead better. He is also a certified speaker, trainer, and coach with the Maxwell Leadership Team, a network of independent international coaches and leadership coaches around the world. He is a certified senior professional in human resources internationally, a licensed neurocoding specialist with Neurocoding Institute and Dix Satisfied Behavior. His background is of natural science and graduated from the University of Jos in chemistry. He's a postgraduate. Also, his postgraduate is on international relationship, strategic studies in the University of Lagos, and as well, business administration with special interest in human resources, the Redeemers University. Please, you can see we have enormous. As a leadership consultant, life coach, and trainer, he is a regular face and highly sought after speaker facilitator of leadership around. In fact, he just finished one and he's having another one in a few days' time in Lagos, Nigeria. He is the conveyor of the Advanced Leadership Conference, an annual conference for leaders designed to bridge the gap of leadership and help position emerging leaders. Are you one of them here? Are you one of the leaders here? Yes, we are. Okay. He's also a founder of Global Teens Leadership Fellowship, which seek to discover leadership capacity in teenagers and help them develop by imbibing values that will help them impart their world. He believes is that rather than give it a peer pressure, they can put the pressure on their peer to be positive. I like that one. I love that one. That is so amazing. Rather than putting peer pressure, so these young men, they become the leaders of their society. They become the one affecting changes. Also, he's a prolific writer. He has written several books, including Strength for the Journey, The Habit Series, Living a Good Life, Raising Teenagers Billionaire. He co-authored and Stand Out, Leader Core, Leading in Various Spaces. I guess you might know some of you that goes. He's also an associate pastor with the Redeemed Christian Church of Christ, Region 38, and pastor in charge of Youth Province. He is married with kids. Please do me a pleasure and welcome BC Akonde, the inspirer. BC, over to you. You have the floor now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, NG. That's a very profound resume you have read there. So much to talk about. I think the most important thing is just to say that I'm BC Akonde and I'm called the Inspirer. I'm excited to be here, and I want to thank everyone for attending and for being here. I see some of my great friends. I see the law. I see Kelechi. I'm so excited to see you guys in the room. Thank you very much for joining. And very big thank you to Jeff. And that was an awesome story that you started with. I love that story. I'm still figuring out whether I want to be the egg, the potato, or the coffee bean, but I'm sure I'll be done. By the time we are done here, I'll know which one I want to be. But that's the profound story and so many great lessons to learn from there. It's exciting that we are having a conference to talk about men, talk about the method man, talk about men, talk about our purpose, and talk about a vision. Who is a man? And I'm so excited about what NG talked about, that to be male is to show up, but to be a man requires some level of training and some development. And I'm going to be talking about the man and his vision. And I'll take the cue from Jeff and try to tell a story like Jeff also told, that wonderful story. And please forgive me, I'm a person of faith. So my story is going to come from my faith side, even though I'm not going to tell you just straight up how it comes. But see, there's this story of a man who came with a very strong message. And when he got to town, he went to a fishing environment and he met a man who had a plan for his future. The plan that this man had for his future was that he was going to raise his sons who were going to take over his fishing business. He was doing well as a fisherman, and he wanted his sons to take over the fishing business. And the idea was that when he gets old, the sons will run the fishing business, and from there they will take care of him. But this other man came to town, younger man precisely, who came to town, and now met the sons and told the sons one word. He said, "Follow me." And these boys left their father of 30 years to follow a man that they met just a couple of, maybe 3 minutes ago. And I was wondering, why would you leave a man that you've known for 30 years and follow someone that you have just met for 3 days, 3 hours, or maybe just 3 minutes? And that's because this man said something that was very strong and very profound. He said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." In other words, he was saying, I'm going to show you a picture that you have never seen before. I'm going to show you a vision that you have never seen before. And the truth of the matter is that in life, people are always drawn to a vision that is bigger, better, and brighter. If you want to attract people, what you need to do is to attract them to a vision that is bigger, better, and brighter. As humans, generally, we want to see things that are bigger. And that's why we look for flashy things, flashy cars. We look for flashy televisions. When you get a TV, you want a bigger television. You want something that is bigger, brighter, and better. And that's vision. And that's why vision is critical for us as men. There's something I usually say to myself, and I don't know what I'm going to call it a quote, but it's so strong for me. And that statement is that if you have no vision, you become raw materials for those who have a vision. They will use you to fulfill their vision because you don't have a vision. So if you're a man and you're going to lead yourself, you're a man, you're going to lead your family, you're a man and you're going to lead an organization, your business, an enterprise, whatever it is, there is one thing that you cannot play out in doing that, and it is called vision. Now, vision is not something that is easy to define, but I'm just going to look at it as, let me take it for the purpose of this discussion. A vision can be the mental picture of a desirable future. Vision is the big picture that you see that takes on the things that you want to do. Vision is the picture of how things should be as opposed to how things are. Remember the story of the man and his sons? The man was showing them a picture of how things are, but somebody was trying to show them a picture of how things could be. I would make you fishermen, but I'll make you a fisher of men. I mean, making you a fisherman is that you catch the fish, but if you catch the men who catch the fish, that is even more important, that is bigger, that is brighter, and that is better. So vision is a picture that is bigger than you, and vision usually is bigger than the person that is visioning, that is seeing the vision. Vision is when we see the big picture. Vision is when we see something that we can do that is bigger than what we are doing today. Vision is seeing a tomorrow that is beyond the today that we are sitting on. Now, when vision is not available, stagnation will always come in. See, I always say that people don't stumble in life because they are stumbling block. People stumble because they cannot see their way forward. So if you can't see your way forward, you don't go forward. You get stagnated. You remain in the same place. Why? You can't see your way forward. And that's why it's important that we have a vision for ourselves, for our family, for the life that we want to live. We must have a vision. Where there is no vision, failure is bound to take place. Why? We don't push enough, we don't push hard, we don't get to do the things I want to do. Why? Because we don't have a vision. Where there is no vision, there will be internal squabbles. Quarrels will happen. People are not moving in one direction, so there's a lot of misdirection. People are hitting themselves here and there. So we've got to be careful. Vision, where there's no vision, there's division. People begin to do different things. The work is no longer interesting. Why? There's no vision. Nothing is pulling us. There's no zeal. There's no passion because there's no vision. When we have vision, then there's direction. When we have vision, it enhances our leadership. It helps us to take the people from where they are to where they ought to be. And that's why vision is very powerful. See, people complain that they don't have resources, but the truth is that you can't have resources until you have vision. Before vision is what qualifies you for provision. Where there is vision, then provision comes. And I've seen it happen a lot of times. I want to do things like NG was talking about Advanced Leadership Conference several years ago. I just kept having it in mind that someday I'm going to be able to gather 2,000 and above in a room where I'm going to be talking to them about leadership, because I believe strongly that leadership, I mean, everything rises and falls on leadership. So I really wanted to bridge the gap of leadership. That was several years ago. But up come, I joined the Maxwell leadership team, and that was fired up because in that place, I got clarity. In that place, I got courage. In that place, I got confidence. So I started the Advanced Leadership Conference. I didn't know where to get the money from. But you know what? The moment that vision became clear and I worked with it, we brought 2,000 people into the room and we're teaching them leadership. This year, we were even so privileged. We're going to have international speakers come in to speak with us, like Mako, like Dr. Oludoi from London. I mean, these are great men, and they are coming in. Why? Because there's a vision that is pushing this thing. So vision will provide you strength. It also increases your speed, because when you can see, then you drive faster. But if you can't see, your driving becomes slower. So the question is, because I don't want to take too much of our time so that we can engage, is that how do you envision your future? How do you see further? How do you get the big picture? How do you see clearly and see well? Well, because the truth is that one thing about leaders is that those who lead in life, they see more and they see before. They see more than others, they see before others. So if you're going to lead, you've got to be able to see before you're going to see more. So how do you get to envision your future? Now, let me share from something that my mentor, Mako, taught me about envisioning the future. I'll just share 3 critical keys that I think is very good for you that will help you to see clearer and see better. Number 1, get into an environment that is bigger, better, and brighter. Because environments matter. See, wherever you are, there you are. And that's what you're going to see. Wherever you are, there you are. And that's what you're going to see. But when you get into an environment that is bigger, brighter, and better than you, you'd see clearly. See, if you're in your own environment, and that's one of the things that propels me to travel. See, because many times when you don't travel, you don't get to see things the way they happen there. So you think that what you have around you is the best. But when you get into an environment that is bigger, better, and brighter, you would see better. When you get into an organization and a company that is run better, that is run brighter, you'd see how things can be. If you get into a family where things are working, you would think nothing can work. Some people will say marriage does not work. A man would say, I can't get married and stay married. But the truth is because you are limited by the environment that you are in. If you get into the environment of Jeff, who has been married for over 40 years, you would understand that this thing can work. That's how it goes. So get into that environment. environment and use that environment to your advantage. So number one is you need to expose yourself. That's the key word there, exposure. You need to expose yourself. Number two is that you need to get around people that are doing bigger, better, and brighter things. And the key word there is experience. Now, experience is very critical, it's very important, but that is when it is evaluated. So you get into people that have experience. I mean, I spoke about Jeff and I'll speak about him again because we are men. And one of the critical challenges that men face today is getting married and staying married. A lot of people get married, but they don't know how to stay married. If you want to stay married, getting married is easy. Of course, you get a girl, you fall in love. I don't like falling in love. I stand in love, that's better. But if you want to fall in love, that's okay. You can fall in love, but make sure that when you fall, you stand up, you know. But now staying married, you need to get into an environment of somebody who has the experience so that you can understand what it takes. See, get into that environment, get the experience, study those people. You know, don't be jealous of them. Don't be envious of them. Get into the environment and understand what it takes. Now, the third thing is that, again, it has to do with this. I'm talking about how you can envision the future. Get good advice from people who are doing bigger, better, and brighter things. That's very critical. Get good advice. And that's where I say that, you see, as a man, don't lose sight of the fact that even if you're a man, you need to be wise enough, or allow me to say vulnerable enough, to get a coach for your life. There are so many men who don't get to see further because nobody is holding their hands. You are not too. We can never outgrow the need for mentorship. We can't outgrow that. We can't outgrow the need for coaching. You need somebody to hold your hands. So you need to get a coach. So my critical question would be, who is your coach, guy? Who is your coach? I know you are a man, but who is your coach? I know you are a male, but who is your coach? Because somebody needs to tell you, follow me and I will make you, because your making is in there. Your making is actually connected to whoever it is that you are following. If you want to lead others, you must be following others. That helps you to see a brighter vision. So who is your coach? We all need help. That's why it's important and critical that you get a coach for yourself. Now, let me close quickly by asking you a couple of questions. Number one question is, if you can lead anything, what would that be? If you can lead anything, what would that be? If you can lead any organization, what kind of organization would that be? If you can lead any family, what kind of family would that be? Please take those questions and maybe look at them later on. Number two, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, for example? Maybe 3 years, maybe 2 years, but where do you see yourself? Because that's critical. If you don't see yourself anywhere, you can't get in there. I'll give you a story, a short story. I remember I joined the Maxwell leadership team, by the way, in 2012. So I'm way back. But for 6 years, I couldn't visit the US so that I could get my certification done. And of course, the challenge is always there. So for whatever reason, I couldn't get there. Let's leave the challenge alone. But you know, the day I got into that room 6 years after, I sat down there and I said to myself, one day I'm going to be standing on that stage. I just said it to myself. I saw myself on that stage. I saw myself on the stage next to John Maxwell. It's been let me call him my idol for a long time. So I just saw myself there. And I said to myself, someday I'm going to be standing on that stage. Last year, I think it was August, I stood on that stage. I hugged him. He called my name. He hugged me. And I felt that's the vision I saw 5 years ago, and it happened exactly 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yours could be 2 years or 3 years, but you must see yourself somewhere, because if you don't see yourself there, you won't get there. Number three question I have for you is, what would you be doing in 5 years' time, and with whom? What will you be doing, and with whom will you be doing it? You know, that stirs up your heart. You know, it gets you thinking, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to think, where would you be in 5 years' time, and with whom? Where would you be what would your family look like in 5 years' time, and with whom? Who is going to be there? Who is going to be there? Have you been able to get into your mind to see that? Then question number 4 is, what is your ideal personal future? The future won't meet you if you don't design it now. If you allow yourself to get into the future by default as a man, you would not enjoy the future. And the truth is that the future is closer than you think, but you must first of all see it. If you don't see it, there's no way you'll be able to seize it. And then number 5, the 5th question I want to ask you is, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Now, that's my 5 questions for you, but I'll do exactly what Dr. Jeff did and Prof. Jeff did when he took you back to where he started from. I started with a story about a man who came and captured the 2 sons of another man because he showed them a stronger vision. question I want to ask you is, how long will your friends stay with you? How long will your family stay with you? Do you have a vision that is strong enough that will get your wife going no matter what happens? You have a vision that is strong enough that will get your business running no matter what happens. What is the vision you are running with as a man? My name is B.C. Akonde, and once again, I'm called the Inspirer. I hope that this is adding value to you. Thank you very much, NG. I'm glad again that I'm here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, can you give a round of applause, virtual hand clap for B.C. Akonde, the Inspirer? You know, I can say so much about him, but he know I love him. Prof know I love them. If you see that picture with them, is in my safe place. As a man, they lead me. Prof is leading me, and BC is leading me also, praying for me, doing things, and studying. We are making progress. So I just want to thank you. Please don't log out. We still have some few slides left, and we have some things to do. Remember, please, just their link will be shared if you want to reach them for mentorship. Remember what I said originally, mentorship is no weakness. Just because I'm a man doesn't mean I don't have emotion. That you are a male does not make you a man. Don't forget that you are a male. Men just need to show off. But to be a man, you need leadership, you need training, you need what? Coaching, and you need to invest in yourself. I said an example, when COVID happened, I just knew that I needed to do something. But before then, prior then, I knew when we were all earning big money in Qatar, we are just living like, we thought that in 2015 and 2017, something happened. That was a change of scope for me, a change of perspective. And I started getting coached. I didn't know where the money was going to come, because growth has to come out of your comfort zone. Can you imagine 2019 when I joined the John Maxwell team, and what happened? I didn't have all the money, but I went on and I became, today I am better of myself than I was. And that is why I have this network of resources that I can reach everywhere, pull up them and get. Never forget that. So just as we keep moving forward, right? So we go. What's good intention? Good intention, we can live now and just say, oh, we have these method men. Of course, my vision is to have these men and great men speak of men, because men don't actually have training. Look around the world, you see women doing well, but men don't have training. Men don't have people that coach them. So focus on what is important to you. You need to take action and do something. Be creative, right? Make every day count. When you focus on others instead of your significant self, you unleash your significance. I love this quote that I'm going to share here. As you can see, your life can be a great story. John Maxwell said, to be significant, all you have to do is to make a difference with others, wherever you are, with whatever you have, day by day. Okay, and see, I have a Dix report. I talk about Dix every day. Most of you that follow me on social media, please follow. Also, you can follow Professor Jeff on LinkedIn, on social media, and BC Akonde. You can find them. I see. I have a Dix assessment. So I'm not telling you what I have not done. See, Dix assessment help you to grow further. Please, you can put the link on them. So if you want to register, this assessment help you. It can just be a bucket of KFC can get you a this assessment. You need to, because to grow yourself, you have to know yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you can't grow yourself. Okay, so you need to know where you are, like Prof said, where you are and know where you're going. And BC the Inspirer said, in 5 years' time, where will you be? So I'm telling you also, in 5 years' time, where will you be? Please, can you put the link for the feedback form so that people just feel and will get feedback? So what else can I say? I can say, start small, believe big. Success is gained in inches, not in miles. Men, remember, success is gained in inches, not in miles. That you just show up does not make you a man. You need training, you need development. Focus on your gift and talent. I say, if I knew my gift, I wouldn't have wasted time, or I wouldn't say wasted time. I wouldn't have studied what I studied. I would have just done, make small changes every day. Right now, some of us would have been in mall with our family, would have been somewhere else, but you chose to be here. And that is, we appreciate you. And I hope we have added value to you. Believe in yourself as a man. Your belief drives your behavior. Believe in your mission. Don't borrow someone else's mission. You heard what BC said. He said, if you don't have a vision, you will be someone else's tool in the hand of his vision. Act on your feeling of accomplishment. So we have to embrace positive words such as I can, we can, eliminate, can't, won't, and I know. And I take you for that. In the next, as we come to a close, in August, I have a very good friend of mine who will be having, what next? You can ask me, what next? What next? We're having the 15 laws, invaluable laws of growth. John Maxwell says, leave them, reach them, they will help you reach your potential. With a mastermind class, is based on John Maxwell's book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, with my good friend, Dr. Hopling. It's a 7 weeks starting in August. You can see the link will be shared recently, or you can go on, you can see it. It's a 7 weeks course. You can register. It can just be a token of an amount for you to grow yourself, because growth comes out of the comfort zone. We can't just say, I need to grow. If you need to grow, you have to invest in yourself. So do you invest in yourself? Do you want to invest yourself? Remember, Prof link is already being shared on the link. He has some program and BC emails and links are being shared. See, me, I get into as many meetings as I, because I want to be better than my yesterday. A friend of mine always say, no better yesterday. So follow it and you will. Okay? Then find time to connect with like-minded people. We've said a lot about this. Connect with like-minded people. Attract others to your cause. Thank you, everyone that came. Mother Teresa says something, and I leave the quote here. I can do what you do. You cannot do. I cannot do what you cannot do. You cannot do what I can do. But together, we can do great things. I couldn't do this by myself, but together with Prof, together with BC, and together with you for showing up, we can do so much more. So find your tribe and your friend, and please participate in the 7 weeks of Invaluable Law. Is only on Fridays, and for 7 weeks, you have to be committed and with Dix. But remember, you need to grow yourself, not yourself, to grow yourself. On that note, I'd like to appreciate everyone that came here. Please, can you put out the link of Prof, put out the link of BC and our link. Wow, to everyone that is joining us today. And if you would like to dive deeper, like I've said, we have several webinars coming up, but reach out to the speakers. Their contact will be shared, and also on the chat, you can follow them on social media. Don't forget to sign up for the Dix Maxwell immediately. There is an opportunity to have a free debriefing if you sign up today, and you can register. Remember, you have to grow yourself. So I want to appreciate everyone that showed up. And for those that had some mix-up, because we have a mix-up on the link. In fact, we had like 60 people that registered, and we just have a mix-up. But this thing do happen, and I'm glad you had an opportunity to get. To those that didn't show up, of course, this is being recorded and will be shared to them. And I want to thank you all, and I want to say a good thank you. Prof, if you have a question, you can put it on the chat. We just have 5 minutes. If you have a question, if you have anything you want to say to Prof, if you have it to BC Akonde, if you can just put it, their links are there on the chat room. You can see it. You can contact them, because we need to grow. Men don't take training. We bottle it up. But I want to see, that's my vision. I want to see better men. I want to see better men being better. Because sometimes you hear women say, men has come, but they should say male has come, not men, because men are good stuff. Men are created in the image of our creator, God. So we have to grow better. On that note, I want to say thank you. And before I say bye-bye, any quick word, you can just put it on the chat. I can see, thank you so much. Prof and BC are here for the next 5 minutes. We started late, so we just have 5 more minutes or thereabout. If you have anything, you can just put it. Anyone on the chat? If then you don't have anything there, contacts are already there. I want to thank you for joining us and hope to see you in the 15 invaluable laws of growth. We need to grow and take it this. On that note, I want to say thank you and God bless you. So we have stopped sharing. Stop recording.